How you doing tonight? I'm not quite drunk enough yet, eh? I haven't come back in 20 minutes or so. Well, as you heard, I just got back from BC. Kind of strange place. Now, has anybody been to BC before? Vancouver especially? Very beautiful place, but as I found, also a very strange place. You see, when I arrived in Vancouver, I came from the airport, went straight to my hotel. Stood in line up to check in, got up to the counter, and noticed a sign above the checkout, and it read, TV's welcome. Had little flowers on it and stuff, and it took me as kind of odd. I thought, you know, I've done a lot of traveling, been in a lot of different cities, a lot of different rooms. Most of them come with TVs, but whatever. Set my bags upstairs, went into the restaurant and got myself something to eat. Before my meal came, I went into the bathroom to wash my hands. Was washing my hands and heard a flush and, you know, looked up in the mirror as the person passed me, and it was, you know, a pretty blonde lady. And then it struck me. I'm in the men's room. TV's welcome. Transvestites welcome. Okay. So I quickly learned that in Vancouver, the women could be boys, but they don't seem to care. Small wonder it's the weed capital of the world, eh? Me, myself, though, you know, I can kind of relate. I'm half Italian, half lesbian. No kidding, my father was Italian, my mother was the lesbian. See, it's kind of interesting when they tell their little get-to-know-you story. My mom claimed she was experimenting with the opposite sex in college, while my dad claims he was just really drunk. I have 4 kids myself. My mom just actually got remarried, which is kind of good. You know, she's happy, so I'm happy for her. And, you know, my stepdad, the ring's really cool. It's a cool thing, you know, but I have 4 kids, and, you know, kids are getting older, they're getting smarter. And even though Grandpa Doreen looks a lot like Roy Orbison, I know the lesbian talk is going to have to come pretty soon. You know, why does Grandpa have bigger boobs than Grandma? Things you explain to your children. My oldest son, I have 4 boys. My oldest son, he's really smart for his age. He's 12 years old. And he's one of those kids that he says things that take you right off guard at the worst possible moment. Last month was Halloween, as everybody knows. And the day before Halloween, I decided I was going to rent them some videos. So we went down to Blockbuster Video. We're standing in line, and he picks out his movies. And he's looking around in line, and he says, "Boy, Dad, I sure would like to try them big green Shrek M&Ms. And I'm thinking, Christopher, you know, tomorrow's Halloween. You're going to get enough crap. I'm not buying you anything like that. We're here for movies. So we get a little further up in line. And of course, now the line's filling in. So anything he says at this point is just going to be embarrassing. He looks next to him, and he says, "Boy, that new CK1 Colt looks pretty good." And I said, "Christopher, come on, man. Tomorrow's Halloween, and besides, what kind of lesson would I be teaching you as a father if I just bought you everything you asked for?" He looks at me without skipping a beat and says, "That I can always count on my dad?" Of course I bought the fucking pop and M&Ms. Well, that's one of them A+ answers you just can't argue, you know what I mean? You look bad and you say no now. So with 4 boys and having a real smart one, he's kind of become the little ringleader, you know? And my youngest son, he's a real cheapskate. He's the biggest little, he's the kid that picks up nickels in the mall, you know? takes them home and hides them. He's got about $6 grand in his bedroom right now. So I'm cleaning up the house a couple weeks ago, and in my oldest son's pocket I find these papers. And as I'm reading them over, I realize that the older 3 kids are planning a heist. So now I gotta wait for them to come home from school to have that talk, you know? Because I read the plans, and they called for 4 guys. With the split, I'm in. Now, I try to teach my kids good lessons. You know, Christmas is coming up. And I always try to make my kids, having 4 boys, there's enough of them, I can make them do charitable deeds and stuff. Last year, I thought a good deed to do. We took a bunch of $20 bills, and we went downtown. And we passed them to all the bums. Photocopies, of course. I'm not rich, right? But the principal was there, and I figure there's still worth a hot meal and a warm bed when those little bums try passing them bills, right? So technically, it's cold. I'm doing some charity. I'm terrible, folks. So actually, I can relate to bums. See, I'm up here, aren't I? I'm actually a recovering bum. You see, what that means is a couple of years ago, I took it upon myself to realize I wasn't going to get a job. So I got a girlfriend with a good job instead. She's actually really good to me. It's kind of cool. She actually recently, she's been in all, she loves reality TV shows. Does anybody watch those fucking shows? I swear the only reason they don't make them in Canada is because we don't fuck each other over. But she likes the Pimp My Ride. Have you ever seen that show? Well, she actually offered to put for Christmas one DVD players and all fancy stuff, but you know, I just can't see me hip-hopping down the road watching DVDs anytime soon. So I said, why don't you give me stuff as a driver I could use? I thought, why not get useful stuff if you're going to spend that kind of money on my car? Get me bumpers on the side. Pull into my lane, pump your ass right back. Or a horn that says something you really mean, you know? Because honk doesn't quite fucking cut. I think my horn should say, are you fucking retarded? But the thing I think would be the most useful on a guy like me's car is an egg cannon at the front of the car. Hey, because half you fuckers know you cut me off, but you sit there at the fucking light going. Like turned 85 minutes ago, don't let him go a block or two, honey. Just sit there and look forward. You know you cut me off. It'd be nice to hit you and walk away, you know. I guess he knows I cut him off too. See the new bills lately? All those new 50s and 20s and shit. I don't even know what's on them anymore. Thank God they're still the same color. I swear to shit, it took me 10 minutes. I went to Canadian Tire to buy one of them new generator deals. I thought they'd fucking, this is Canadian Tire money. If you're in college and you have one of these jobs, buddy, know what a bill is. No, sir, it's a new, fuck you. Give me a $50 bill, you little fucker. So you know what bill I miss? I miss the